What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Keeta today, KTA USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 15th day of April. And here we are sitting at about 17.6 cents with roughly 10 hours left in the day. Roughly 10 hours left in the day. We've had a nice little pump here on the announcement of that Visa news, that Visa partnership news, whatever. And we've dumped back down. We're consolidating here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I mean, in the grand context of things, this has been a very opportunistic moment to DCA. I mean, you're literally buying at some of the cheapest prices that KTA has ever promoted, and you have the knowledge, the foresight that there's a partnership here with the with Visa, and that there's probably going to be more positive benefits of that to come in the future. Now, let me hurt your feelings before we get too excited. There will be, and probably over the coming months, there will be a time where we do see lower prices. We probably even get below these lows. Okay. I personally don't believe that we're going to pump above these highs. I don't believe that we're going to get above these highs before getting below these lows. At least from here, we will go below 14 cents before returning to higher prices here. I'm open to the idea that this could be a low area of consolidation, that this could be, and then that we move up. I'm open to the accumulative phase and a breakout of this lower high, lower low dynamic. I'm open to the idea, but we're in a bear market with Bitcoin. You are, for all intents and purposes, in a bear market with Keeta as well. Even on the Visa news, all you got was a lower high, and this is an important lesson. This is something that I learned in my first bear cycle, which was back in the 2017, 2018 to 2019 bear market there. I guess it'd be 2018 to 2019 bear market. Is that partnerships don't mean anything. Doesn't matter who you partner with. You can partner with IBM, you can partner with Visa, you can partner with Amazon. It might be good for a moment, and maybe it's good for the long term too. But it really doesn't mean anything. Treat them as if they're sell the news events and they don't mean anything, because just trust me, that's exactly what they are. I mean, this is living proof right here. Have you heard any other crypto say that they partnered with Visa? This is the first one that I've ever heard. I've been in crypto since 2015, and well, we got the reaction that I'd expect with any partnership. There's cryptos that are partnered with the President of the United States. How have those done? How have those done? And you can say, well, it's because it's Donald Trump. I'm going to say, well, no, it's because it's a partnership. Partnerships don't really mean anything. A partnership is not the same thing as like a merger, okay? If KTA goes down, they might be partnered with Visa, but if this thing goes to zero, Visa doesn't get hurt. They're partnered. It means they collaborate. They might work together. They have, maybe stuff like that going on. They're in good communication. But a merger is whenever they're like, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, and that's different. Okay. Visa goes down. That doesn't mean KTA is going to dump. Visa does something awe-inspiring and innovative. That doesn't mean KTA is going to pump. It's just a partnership, guys. It's a public handshake. That's all it is, and it is a big deal, but it's not that big of a deal. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, 17.6 cents. If that hurts your ears, you're probably one of the people who's bought in hopes that this partnership's going to pump up the price. I know something that other people don't know, so I'm going to buy here, and then that's going to make all my hopes and dreams appear. No, that never works. That never works. When has that ever worked? It doesn't work. Maybe it does this time. Maybe I'm just being a hater. But, I did say throughout this whole range, it's a good time to buy. We're about to pump. And then I literally timed the top perfectly. Got lucky. It's very rare to sell the top and to buy the low. But it's not rare to get most of the low and to get most of the top, sell those points. But we nailed it on the head, literally at the top there. It was perfect. I do believe we're going to go lower. The primary reason I believe we're going to go lower isn't because of confidence, isn't because of my ego. The primary reason why, actually, is a bit of superstition, is what it is. It's a bit of superstition is the reason why I think we're going to go lower. And if this would load, I wouldn't have to be talking so much. There we go. Coinbase. We look at the 1 hour time frame. First off, there's a gap down here. The 1 hour Coinbase gaps, you guys. It's a little secret, and the secret's going to go away. People are going to find out about it. We're talking about it now, but it's going to happen. I mean, there's a little bit of a gap there at 15.3 cents. We go down here. There's a gap right there at 14.1 cents. If we keep on going, isn't there another gap as well? Let's see. It's thinking. Hold on. Here we go. There's a gap right here as well, all the way down at 13.6 cents. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. There's a gap all the way down here. If you can't see it, let me explain. Okay. You see how the candle body closed here? The next candle body opened up here. So there's a gap right there. Now, we did wick through and fill the gap, but we didn't fill the gap completely. There's still a little tiny gap. And you might be like, oh, this is crazy. I know it is. It's weird. But it's like a superstition I have, and it works out. It helps us avoid buying things while they're pumping high. It helps us reinforce the idea that, hey, maybe this is a good time to sell. And it's that simple little theory, that gap theory, that we are going to go back down to these prices before moving up here. And if I'm wrong, and from here we move up here anyways, guess what? We're still going to come down and fill that gap. I might miss out on a pump. Cool, whatever. I already had my fun. I might miss out on a pump. I'm not going to miss out on a better chance to buy. The people who buy here, there's no guarantee that you're going to sell, right? How many people who bought here sold up here? How many people who bought here sold here even? How many people who bought here are going to wait until the price comes back down before they sell at a loss? Most of them, probably. It's the same thing here. So I don't care. I don't care if it pumps. How many of you are going to take profits? How many of you are going to wait for it to come back down, round trip it, and inevitably sell whenever it's probably not a good time to sell? That's why, it's that logic, that I'm just staying away. Because maybe it pumps, maybe it doesn't. I think that we do have lower to go. And once we fill that gap, maybe we can be a little bit more bullish. But again, we're in a bear market with Bitcoin. We're in a bear market with crypto as a whole. Don't get too excited, guys. Don't get too excited. We look at this on a 1 hour time frame, and now I'm going to get away from the Coinbase chart because it is so gappy. It's very, very gappy. Oh, gotta wait for it to load though, don't we? Waiting for it to load. Anybody know any good jokes? All the jokes I'm thinking of are just not PG at all. They're not, which means they're good jokes. But anyways, let's see. Looking at the 1 hour time from here, I mean just sloppy, just sideways choppy. And we're kind of rounding out our top. Yeah, I think we're going to see a sudden stab down. I think what this is, guys, is that we've stabbed down, we pumped and we dumped. And odds are really it's the owners, the leaders that are the ones that dumped on us, right? That's probably what it is. Anyways, high to low here. We've moved up sideways. Now we're rounding out our bottom. Typically what happens is we stab down. I would expect an aggressive stab down. And maybe from there we do pump up a little bit. Maybe there's something to play with there. But we're probably going to work our way back below 14 cents. 1 hour RSI starting to show some bearishness. The stochastics are bearish. And the MACD is useless because we're choppy and sideways. 4 hour time frame here. Also taking a neutral stance on the 4 hour RSI. And showing a little bit of a bearish hand by getting overbought and then rejecting this overbought zone, kind of turning the tide there. Stochastics look bearish at the moment. The MACD is probably worthless as well because we're just choppy and sideways. Daily time frame. The RSI is not bullish. It's neutral. It's not bullish at all, and we're in an overall bearish environment. So I'm going to take the bearish stance with a neutral provided reading. The stochastics are at the same place that they've been since February, where we found resistance. And even then, before, we found support and resistance right in these areas as well. The MACD is bearish. We're right at the zero. We've been green for a while. We're decaying our bullish momentum. We are bearish overall. But it's flipped green, yeah, but it's bearish still. You were flipped green down here. You were still bearish, right? And you're still bearish, moving down. Probably going to do that now. You don't look too good. You don't look too good. And I know there's a lot of hype with the Visa thing. That's why we started off talking about that. But the thought here, a lot of people might have is, how low can it go? KTA, I wonder, do we actually have... This is the all-time history. I don't want to pull up Dex Screener because, again, my internet's slow right now, and Dex Screener is definitely slow. I mean, we can try. Let's just see. Dex Screener, KTA, Keeta. We'll just click on that and see if that pulls it up quicker. I'm going to up the effort here on the computer. You're going to hear it breathe. It's just going to be some whirring right now. Just wait. Trump's incredible shrinking tent. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like some BS. We're going to hear the shrinking tent. We're going to hear all the anti-Trump people talk about the shrinking tent, whatever that is. And then if we don't know what that is, we're uneducated because we're not parrots, but whatever. Whatever, man. Somebody called me a conservative the other day. I'm like, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a Republican. I'm definitely more liberal than I am conservative. I'm more progressive than I am conservative. I'm just not what today's liberal and progressives are. I'm more of a centrist, a moderate. I used to not be that way, but whenever you stretch things far enough that way, I guess that's what I become, is something in the middle. Um, Donald Trump isn't even a conservative. He's not even a Republican. He's not. He's more liberal, and yeah, he's more liberal than he is conservative. But liberal, what we define as liberal today's like Urban Dictionary, uh, would make him a conservative, I guess. I don't know why I'm talking about that. I don't know where that even started coming from, but anyways, this is the kind of stuff that starts happening after it takes a second for things to load. That's okay. It's not going to load. Oh, there we go. I just had to give up on it. And once I give up on it, there we go. We've got the white screen of blinding death, and it's taking its sweet time. Oh, and we're back to the black. A little white on black. We don't discriminate though. It's okay. White, black, yellow, red, whatever. Purple. We love our purple people too. Um, yeah, I don't see this going well, so we're just going to end it here. Long story short, all I'm trying to do there is show, and I'm going to get rid of the annoying noise. Show that we are probably going to go lower, and that there is price action that predates what this chart shows. So look for that price action. Look for those point of significance. That's probably the lows that we're going to go to. If we can take this first pivot here from a low to a high, we've hit our golden ratio. We're going to go lower. I would expect anything from 11.8 to potentially 4.3 cents to be a possible. Yes, 4.3 cents could be a possibility. All the way down, something in this zone is where we're going to go. The primary zone is the 1618 to the 1272. The secondary zone is the 1886 to the 2618. Okay. And that secondary zone, because of what we're doing here with the golden ratio, the fact that we rejected the 1272, the top of the primary zone, we've already gotten below the bottom of the zone, it's inevitable. We will see prices inevitably below 12 cents at some point. So if you're looking for the long-term DCA, looking for the long-term buying positions that will inevitably prevail and see new all-time highs, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but wait until we're below 12 cents. I've got nothing else. I'm going to end the video there. We went all over the place, didn't we? Hit that like button. Subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.